So, in no particular order, mistakes that I see people making that I think that I help them see. Number one is like every single person I talk to, they're talking about a bubble, a bubble, a bubble. And we want to sell now because the market's at a top. And if we don't sell now, the market's going to crash and I'm going to lose all this money that I made in my house. And I do not believe that that is valid, number one. And I don't think that it's a dialogue that a successful real estate agent should even be thinking about. That if an agent, a listing agent, is going to meet with a seller and they know in the back of their minds, the agent, that they've every pundit who's been on TV who's talking about a bubble and this is the top and this is 2008 all over again. If the agent feels that way, how in the world can they have confidence to get top dollar for the seller? They can't. So I think that the agent needs to be in touch with themselves, okay? And if the agent is not optimistic and enthusiastic and passionate about the marketplace, they need a vacation. So I say that's number one. The second thing is that the listing agent needs to know the market. And even within Northern Virginia, we've got different markets that seem to be much, much hotter than others. And I won't say there's any rhyme or reason to it. As an example, a couple of nights ago, there was a single family house, nice colonial, but nothing that Andy would consider spectacular, that sold with $150,000 overbid. I think that's a considerable overbid. And there are other communities in Northern Virginia getting significant overbids. This one I'm telling you about is in Herndon, but I know firsthand of one in Brambleton where they did $150,000 overbid and lost it, if that's even conceivable. And yet, in Arlington, where you would think it's a hotter market, I know certain condo communities that are flat and have been flat for the last year. So I think that the listing agent needs to know their inventory. More than just looking at comparables, they need to have a sense of what's going on the ground. Point number three, a good listing agent in this market or in any market needs to know their client. What does the client want and need? So should the agent be guiding them in terms of the presentation of the house? Absolutely. But you need, it's a relationship business. It's always been a relationship business, and maybe, in fact, not just maybe, if we're in a market where interest rates, mortgage rates have gone from 2.5 to 5.5 in half a year, and we've got God knows what going on war-wise on the other side of the world that's going to have implications here, now more than ever, I think a listing agent should have a solid communication-based relationship with their client. And that's not only true for sellers, that's true for buyers too, because obviously, if you're a buyer and you're competing for a house against people who are willing to overbid by $150,000, that's stressful too. So the relationship with the agent and the client is just paramount.